All right, the session is recording. Welcome. This is SpeedTech 2017, second day in broadcasting from Manhattan campus. So welcome everyone. And I created a WordPress website, which I will post presenters' information and links to their presentations. As you can see, SpeedTech conference website is with the presenter tab, as well as the links to today's agenda. So the presentations today in order. And remember, 5 minutes, please. We have an amazing array of presenters today. So Khalid, you're the first one. This time I didn't want you to sleep late. So do you want to start with your Wolfram Alpha presentation?
Yes, okay.
All right, you can screen share and start.
Hello everyone, my name is Khalid Al-Shaibi and I did this presentation yesterday, and today also I'm going to do it for those who didn't attend yesterday. I'm going to present about Wolfram Alpha, which is a computational knowledge engine, and it does let's see what it can do. For example, it can do the mathematics from A to Z. Any mathematical question, it can solve it, and it has two ways to use it, either by the search engine or by looking here on these buttons and see what does it suggest. For example, let's see in surprises. Let's see. It can do like vitamin E in the food nutrition surprises. Like you can talk to it, even if you said hello, it will reply to you. And if you wanted to tell you a joke in physics, for example, it will tell you. So let's try to compare things like, for example, countries, and say like UAE, vs US, and vs other John. I think this is how it's spelled. So it will compare and give us statistics about these three countries instead of using the Google, which will give us every country alone. This Wolfram Alpha will give us a table of the data. So here we will find the data. It shows us where they are located in the map also, and the total area, land area, content, any data that you can imagine about these three countries, real GDP. It's a way also to, you can compare anything, for example, famous people, or even if you want to know calories in some food, like cheese burger, for example, vs spaghetti. Let's see if it will give us as a result. So this is one way of using it, by making comparisons, or we can use the main service, wolframalpha.com. We can use the main service to know, to choose the topic. For example, art and design. There is education also here. We can choose the education, and then how many kids are repeating primary school in Mexico, for example, or Marist High School, University, New York University, or Harvard University. You can compare universities and many things. For example, if we choose like the standard test SAT. Let's see the result. It will give us the result. This is the SAT results, and I don't want to make my presentation too long. I think if you want to suggest something to look for it, I'm welcome to do it. So we can look at the International Space Station also. For example, we'll know where does it located right now. I think so. International Space Station says here that it's there, and this is the current. So it uses the data that are given on it as an input to compare it and shows exactly where is it. It's a computational knowledge engine. Also, we can do many things like if you want to go to stock market, you can stock market, for example. Let's see what's here. Or you can ask about the weather and the timing without telling it the location. So this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. To give you many things about it, and it suggests also more research at the end usually. So here, countries that use the euro currency grade in the same field, Great Depression, inflation swap, average, many things. So if I asked Wolfram Alpha and what is it here? Yeah. When is sunrise tomorrow? Tomorrow. Sunrise tomorrow. It says that it's 5:45 a.m. GST, 8 hours in the future. Okay, and we can calculate also sunrise to sunset today, for example. We can do many things like did I pass the 5 minutes on? Just notify me, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ali.
Okay.
We have some questions from the floor. This is a computational search engine that we use in our math and science course this semester. We found quite an interesting way to compare data, compare knowledge, compare resources. So it's very, it was very useful because you could get the same data, but no data will come and merge it in tables for you. You could even do it with, believe it or not, words. So you put the word cookie, and it will give you a timeline. When is the first time it was detected in English literature, English language? And then it puts a nice data for you. So go home and search Wolfram Alpha. It's the search engine. Thank you so much for your presentation. All right, who is next? All right, we have a chat window. All right, by the way, let me quickly, we didn't have a chance to do it yesterday, but let me quickly share with you Khalid's profile. He is a poet, and he actually was an oud player as well. So yesterday, we had a chance to mention that he wrote a poem for me, and hold on, and welcoming me to Abu Dhabi. I had a chance to go to Abu Dhabi last month, so it was kind of great experience. Okay, so if you need to find out today's agenda, go to nyit.speedtech.wordpress.com, and we have the presenters. So let me share with you. This is Khalid's picture, and we will continue to share more information. I'm trying to run two computers, one for the screen here and one for the presenters there, so thank you for your patience. All right, according to the list, before we do anything, I just want to invite to the podium, unless you're still eating. Okay, Craig, who actually sent his presentation slides for us, or screencast, and then he said, oh, maybe I can come up and say hello for a couple of minutes, because his screencast is available on the website for you to watch, but I want him to come and say hello and address to all of us. Come here. All right, you want to go to Bibli? You could go anything from this website, then I will manipulate from this one to get you the same thing over there.
Find the link.
And if anyone's hands are free, I need someone to do Periscope for us. Also record today's broadcast. The only thing you need to do is hold this to I don't have to do it. It's okay. So live. So we are if you have something to do. Okay, that's done then.
You put me on the spot here, but I'm up for the challenge.
Good. All right. While he's challenging over there, I am challenged here. Over here. So you said it's on Weebly?
Yeah, this is like my final portfolio.
Can you type the address here as well, so they can see it on
Here we go.
Zoom?
What do you want me to type?
Oh, I'll do that. You go ahead. You're, I think you need to look over here.
Oh, I got it. Now I see what we're talking about. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
We're running two windows, one for,
So much technology going on at once.
yeah. Can you handle the technology, sir?
After 2.5 years, I would hope so.
Okay.
Okay.
I will do the clicking for you here while you talk on this computer.
Okay. Can I do both, actually?
You can do both?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
All right.
All right. This is going to be brief. I'm just kind of presenting all the work that I've compiled together over my 2.5 years at this program, and it's kind of all come full circle because the very first course I took, which was Foundations 1 with Dr. Martinez, our final project was to create a Weebly page as an e-portfolio, and obviously at the time that was the first class, so there really wasn't much content to put on it. And here I am 2.5 years later, finishing this program, thanks to Dr. Martinez, Professor Yildiz, and all the other professors involved. And here I've been, compiling some of my work. And Weebly is a pretty user-friendly site if anyone's never used it before. And when I first got into the program, I never thought I'd have my own website, but here I am. And I plan on building this website throughout the course of really my teaching career. I've only been teaching for 3 years, so hopefully there'll be a lot more student resources that I could add to this. But the website just shows a little introduction about myself. It says that I'm in the Masters of Science in Instructional Technology program, and I tried to include some of my professional development experience on here. It hasn't been updated in a while, but just my certifications in relation to teaching. I also coach too, so that's why there's the CPR and first aid certifications. I included my resume in here as well because I see this whole website more than just a final portfolio, but really a way to market myself. Who knows where I'm going to end up job-wise in a few years. this is the section that I really plan to add to. You know, the whole point of this program is to show our students how to use technology in the classroom. So I included just a few examples of student work, and within these resources, they incorporated technology, and obviously there's always new resources available. So this is constantly ongoing and growing. And the assignment that I did this year was the 6 different standards and some artifacts I created throughout my time at this course. And this was definitely the most time-consuming part of the semester, but it was all worth it because I'll have my professional certification. A lot of different presentations and videos. You kind of get the gist of it. I'll pull one up. Here's my Teach Act video. Hopefully this loads. Nope, never mind. Oh, I lost it. I think I lost it. I think I lost the link.
Which one?
The whole thing. I keep looking on here, that's why.
Okay, so the link, over here,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
lost. Okay, I'll get that one. You look at this screen. You continue on this, it's recording.
Okay, so again, this is just my Weebly page. This is kind of how I'm compiling all of, my own growth as a technology specialist. It's a work in progress. Like I said, I've only been teaching for 3 years now, and these are some of the resources that I compiled during my time here. And it's pretty easy to use. If I'm doing a project in my class right now where students are using Google Apps, specifically Google Sheets, to compile data, and they're going to analyze the data. It's for my probability and statistics class. So when that's all said and done, I'd like to get a few pictures of the resources, and that would go under the section uses of technology. These are just a couple. Obviously, you see there's a lot of work to be done. We'll consider this site to be under construction, if you will. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. This is my final portfolio for this entire program. It's a lot of hard work, but again, thanks to the help of the professors, here we are. We got it done.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much. I hope we didn't lose the Zoom audience.
Hi, Melissa. I was wondering, when the presenters come up, is there a way that we can see the screen? Because we're not able to see.
Okay. Share screen.
Yes. Okay.
We'll do
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. I wish you told me before. You're absolutely right, because we were trying to show the screen here, and he was actually looking at my computer, but we didn't do the screen share. So thank
Okay.
you.
No,
Khalib's worked okay, and we could see his, but not Craig's.
Okay, I think we had to hit this screen share next time. Okay, thank you so much. I thought I would have some technical help earlier. I was here trying to figure out, but the only solution I have is my laptop and the screen and my background. So let me share with you. We're using also Periscope. Anyone heard or used before? So everything in this presentation and all the screens are also being captured through Periscope. And in a minute, I'm going to do Facebook Live as well. So all these presentations, hopefully, we'll have multiple platforms to share. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, according to my list, let me go back and check to see who's next. All right, Nadia Musa was listed, but I don't see her on the screen. Is she here? Nadia? All right, we'll wait for her to come later in the evening. How about we will go to Moza then? Moza, are you ready to screen share and present? Remember 5 minutes? Okay.
Hi,
Moza.
Hi, Doctor.
Please introduce yourself. I know you're from Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'm a NYIT Abu Dhabi campus student under Instruction Technology program. My full name is Moza Mahi. I will be sharing with you a project I already did it for my curriculum course. It's about a tick bite, and I would like to share my screen.
We can't see your screen share yet. Are you sharing the screen? Hit this share screen button, please. All right, perfect.
Okay. Do you view it now, everyone? Doctor?
Yes, I can see it.
I create a small flyer to introduce the TickBite application. I'm willing to use it in my classroom with my student. It's a neighborhood application. I will just give you an overview about that application because as we are working with 21st century, we need our student to voice their understanding by asking them the question through the session because we present many content, and we are wishing that the student is understanding. So by using neighborhood application, it's like a presentation. You are preparing your presentation, but through your presentation, you can ask your student a question, and you will have the response immediately to ensure that your student is understanding what you are discuss with them through the class. I create that application. If you are willing to know more details or how to download this application and how to use it, I will share this link with you in order to know how to really use this application with your learner. Do you have any question? Do you want me to explain it more, or because I don't want to take much of other presenter time?
All right, any questions from the floor or from the Zoom session? I think we have another NeoPlot presentation coming up. So, okay, go ahead, Shafaq.
I already share the link in the chat. If you can save it anywhere, and you can. I will also put my emails if you are wishing to. We have like chat to each other in order to know how to use it. I'm welcome to have any Zoom meeting with you to give you more details about this application.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I do have a question from Shafaq. I think she's typing the question.
Oh no, I was setting up the.
Oh, she's in. Okay, that means we're good to go. I'm also setting up the Facebook Live. And Shafaq, want to go next?
Sure.
Okay. Our next presenter is Shafaq Yusuf, and she will be talking about NeoPlot as well.
Get it to open up.
We're going to be.
There we go.
All right.
I just want to make sure that we are.
Just give her a couple of seconds. She's setting up the screens.
I just want to make sure.
Share the screen on this one, you will be able to see it on the screen in the back.
I'm trying to figure out how to share this one.
Oh, there's no share screen.
I don't see one.
Okay,
So let's
zoom out a little bit. Okay. Let's go to Zoom. Are we out the meeting?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, we need to make it bigger and share screen. Okay. Oh. Perfect. And your presentation here, and you can make it bigger. All right. Another NeoPlot.
Okay. So good afternoon. I wanted to share with you Nearpod. It's become my favorite digital tool this year. It really engages students and motivates them, and I can't believe the amount of cooperation that I've seen from even my most introverted students. It can be used across several different several different devices. Here you can see my second graders using it on iPads, and they recently taught me that if you are using it on an iPad and you take them on a field trip, they don't have to use their fingers to swipe and see where they are in the field trip. It's more like virtual reality where they could pick it up and really just move, and you can see exactly what's going on around you. What's great about Nearpod is that if you're a low-tech teacher who has like no idea what you're doing, you can manage every single one of your students' devices, whether it's school device or a personal device, from your one device. So in Nearpod, you can add many different activities and different content. And within the activities and the content, you can add open-ended questions, fill in the blanks, but my favorite is the new Collaborate. It's a lot like Padlet. Post a question, they can respond, you can see it all in real time. The content, as you can see, there's slides, videos, audio, live Twitter feed, but the new feature is this Nearpod 3D. I recently tested it out to show my students a plant cell, and they were really engaged and they were turning the plant cell around. So the 3D portion of it, the one that I used was theirs. A lot of their content, if it's created by other companies, it's usually paid for, but they're not that expensive. You can create your own on them, but you can always preview every single one of them for free. One of the companies that they work with is Common Sense Media for digital citizenship. I work with elementary students, pre-K to 5th grade. So when I have to teach them digital citizenship, it really works out because it's kind of hard when you're using Common Sense Media. It tends to get a little dull, especially with all the handouts and the papers, but the way that they do it through Nearpod is amazing. So if you're searching through Nearpod for a lesson, they have these filters, subjects, resource type, grades, but of course they always have the Common Core, mainly ELA and math. Exploring it, they have so many different areas for you to really get through. End of the year stuff for teachers, our last 20 days, pretty much Nearpod is going to be your best friend. So when you're creating a Nearpod lesson, if you've ever had a PowerPoint or a PDF file or even an image, just click, drag, and drop your file, and it's that simple. Nearpod does the rest of the work. It creates slides for you. You can add more slides as contents. You can also take one of your slides that you already have and convert it into an activity. I mainly used it and I converted one of my activities into a draw it for my younger students instead of them trying to type out an explanation. And you can rearrange the entire format. When you're sharing this with your students, they don't need accounts. All you have to do is share the code at the beginning of each lesson, which you're given a different code. You can share it with colleagues and you can give them the editable copy. And these are other ways that you can share your lesson with students, so it makes it even better to be able to teach across the world. So it has many benefits, but like I said earlier, my main favorite one is that students are really participating in class. I have a lot of selective mute students and a lot of introverted students who I can't even get an answer from, not even a whisper. So when they're doing a Nearpod lesson, they can answer questions, they can collaborate with their classmates without ever moving from their seats. What administration really likes about it is the report section. It saves into the cloud, you can download it, and you can share it. When you get into the report section, you'll see your lessons, and once you click on the lesson that you want to look at, you'll get the overall summary. From this overall summary, you can see each of these activities that you have incorporated, and at the bottom, you can see each student and how much of it they've completed. Now, For example, if I went to the open-ended one, you could see the 3 open-ended questions that I've asked them. When you click on one, you'll get a more detailed information of their response and how many students finished it. The draw it section, which is one of my favorites as well, you can click on each of their drawings and see exactly what they did. It's a little hard for them to draw on the computer, but it also teaches them some 21st century skills, because using this, they do collaborate with one another. And when they draw on it using an iPad, they really have a lot of fun with it. And like I said, you can use it across every single device. Any questions?
Is it K through 12?
K through 12, yes. I use it with my pre-K students as well, because when you change your screen, all of their screens change. Oh, I have chat questions.
Oh.
Can you share? Oh,
Okay. All right. Thank you, Shafak.
thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Make sure I get this out of here.
And you're being recorded by Facebook Live, Periscope, as well as Zoom, as well as in our minds, right? Thank you so much. Okay, the question is, Nearpod is a great tool. It is so easy to differentiate lessons. I have been using a self-paced mode on Nearpod. It really is a lifesaver. And thank you, Laura, for your comment on the chat window.
That's a quick question.
Absolutely.
Never use outside of K-12.
Why not?
Such as in higher ed. Have you seen examples of it used in higher ed?
I have not, but because of that, there is that self-paced mode where students like us, we can really just go whenever we want and complete it. I've never seen it be used, but I guess that could be a next step.
I've seen it in good experience.
Yes,
Remember in the library, let them make them watch it.
that's
Great.
what I love it.
On my screen.
All right, Dr. Uttendorfer, it seems like you could go next. A student here wants to take a little bit time. Are you ready?
Yes, all set. I'm going to be very brave today and do it live. Yesterday I used recorded slides, but this time I'm going to actually try it. See if we can do this live.
First of all, thank you so much for attending both of the days. We are very grateful.
The other screen is still shared, so I can't share mine.
Okay, so you need to stop share. Perfect.
Thank you. Good. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm going to assume that most of you, if not all of you, have used PowerPoint before. I would guess.
Yes.
And I'm sure that many of you have even tried or have done online versions of your presentations. Now, one of the questions that comes up when I do something using PowerPoint is, how well do my students understand the presentation? So wouldn't it be nice to have a tool that allows you to embed questions within the PowerPoint slides? So I'm going to show you a tool that we use in the instructional technology program for professional trainers. And Naomi can probably speak about her experiences with this too, called Adobe Captivate. We're currently using version 9, but they just came out with a new version. But let me show you how easy it is to take what was a static PowerPoint presentation and turn it into an interactive presentation. So I start by opening up Captivate, and I say I want to make a new application from an existing PowerPoint. I just hit the button that says Create, and then I select the PowerPoint slides that I want to import directly in. So sort of like Nearpod, it looked like. So it's parsing the PowerPoint project right now. It's figuring out how many slides there are, and I can see here in the interaction that comes up, I've got 16 slides, and it allows me to preview those and select which ones I want. And I want the whole thing, so I'm just going to say select all and say OK. I also have the option of setting the screen sizes too. If I know I've got people with old computers, I may want to make the screen size a little bit smaller. So it's now taking those PowerPoint slides and turning them into pages within a web application that I'm going to be able to put online and let people be able to view. See, the danger with doing this in real time is that sometimes the computer's a little bit slow. It should take just another minute or so. Now what I'm going to do is go and open the one. This is like when I do the live cooking shows, you know, they show you mixing all the ingredients and then voila, it's all done out of the oven. Well, I had one in the oven just in case the live presentation part got interrupted for whatever reason. So here's those slides that I showed you I was starting to import. And now in order to make this an interactive piece, what I do is I pick a point in the presentation where I'd like to ask some questions of the students. And I just do that, pick a slide. I'm gonna, after the summary slide, I'm gonna add a question slide. And these are the types of questions that Captivate can support. So you can do multiple choice or true false, fill in the blank, short answer, matching questions, hotspot questions, arranging things in sequence, or even creating a rating scale, or randomizing the questions, which would be a mix of all of these. Now, what I've done in the interest of time is I've created these questions in advance. So all I basically do is tell Captivate how many questions, how many answers I want on each question. If I want the answers shuffled when they're presented, I tell it which one of these is the correct response, and it will automatically record how the students are responding when they're answering the questions. So when I'm all done, all I need to do is publish this. I have several options here. I can publish it to Adobe Captivate. I can publish it for specific types of devices or publish it on the computer, which I've already done, again, in preparation for this short presentation. What I've done then is I put this online, and here is the...
Welcome to Unit 8. Custom learning made possible by mobile technology.
This is the interactive slide presentation.
In this lesson,
and as you see, you have the option of also putting in voiceover if you wish. There are the slides from the original presentation that was done in PowerPoint. And now a series of questions that will measure the users, the viewers' understanding of the topic that was being presented here. So these are interactive. You can say I can pick these. This is live on the web. Geolocation is the system for finding the whereabouts of an object. I get feedback, whether it's right or wrong. Let me get this wrong. Virtual reality is software for making games. That's probably correct. A made-up story is a wrong answer. And you can see it's judging my answers as I'm going through. So it lets the user know how well they're understanding the material. An example of augmented reality is Google Body was the example that was used here in the presentation. And one more question, which system uses voice recognition? Amazon Echo. And now I can see on the bottom, I have 4 questions that I created in advance, and now I'll get the results. So here you can see interactively, I answered 3 out of 4 correctly. The score was 75%. I set a passing rate of 80, so it told me I failed. But I can also go back here and review the quiz and see which answers I got correct or incorrect. So the green one was the right answer, the red one was the one that I selected on that one that was wrong. So it's a very easy way to take something that you've already done and add some interactions to it. And the interactions can be made in such a way that you can actually evaluate how well your learners understood the material that was there. Unfortunately, this is not a free application. The students that are in the MSIT Professional Trainer Program have to actually purchase it. But there is an educational discount for teachers and for students in graduate programs. So that's the quick introduction to Adobe Captivate. It's only one of the many things that it can do. It can also do, as I showed you yesterday with Jane, you can do screen recordings. You can also do simulations that are built into the activities that are available when you're creating something in using Captivate. Okay, are there questions? It looks like there's one in the chat. Oh yeah, it is really good software for making interactive presentations.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Whew, I am tired of holding several devices and the phone's ringing. I realized how technology is overwhelming, right? I wanted to do it all, but apparently you can't do it with 2 hands. We still need a few more a few more hands and a lot of energy. Okay, I did the first part of the live, so I can start again, I guess, the next live videos while we are sorting who's coming and who's presenting next. Laura, you want to present anything?
I wasn't prepared to. If you give me a couple of minutes, I might be able to pull up my portfolio that I had prepared for you.
This is what happens when you have a portfolio ready to go. Oh, I can come up and do it anytime, anything you want. Okay, we'll give you 5 minutes because the next presenter is ready to go. She needs to set her up. So let's give Veronica a big support. All right. She woke up so early to do this presentation.
How do I
We're on the
access
road
my
together.
how do I
So
access myself?
you are going to share, once you're ready, you're gonna share the screen. So once you find your stuff from anywhere, if you have it.
I posted the presentation. And the presentation has the link to the form.
So why
I
don't
just
you
want to
just
make sure it opens up. So let's just,
you
that's
gave
not
me
this,
privilege,
right? That's here. I made it public. It has to load.
Yep. So make sure you're ready before you start.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
then
am.
I
I
will
just want to
start.
make sure I can access the link.
All right. We're still being recorded, by the way. So
Yeah, I'm not ready.
be careful. In the meantime, when you the best Veronica is almost ready. Oh, this is.
Bess, I have a question for you. If I do it in presentation mode, where's the button that I could zoom to share it? Or can you not see both at the same time?
No, you can. What you do is that you come back to Zoom and then hit share screen.
First.
Then you can go back.
Okay, okay.
All right, we're ready.
Okay, hi guys. Okay, so let's get back. Let's share my screen. Okay, good. So hi, my name is Veronica Quinn, and I'm going to be talking about Google Forms today. So I just wanted to get an idea. Anybody not familiar with Google Forms? But are you kind of familiar with what they are? Okay. So just a second about me. I teach US history at Brooklyn Collegiate. This is my 10th year teaching. Not that you would know because I get so nervous when I still speak in front of people. And I am graduating this month. So I'm very excited about that. It's been a very long, long journey. So why did I choose this topic? We became a Google Apps for Education or a Google Suite school this year. And as the head of tech, I was playing around with all of it. And I know that as teachers, we have to do so many different things. So we have to, you know, create the lesson, implement it, collect the work, grade the work, and all of this. And usually what I do is I just put it into my grade book and then I'm done. And if somebody says, well, how is so-and-so doing? For the most part, we know the kids who fail and the kids who do great. But those middle kids, the ones that usually fall through, I would have to always go back into my grade book, take a look, and then it's all over the place. We just had our school quality review, and where we were deficient is that they didn't see how, well, this was last year's quality review. Where we didn't do so well is that they didn't see how we were tracking our data and what are we using with this data to move on, which I think was 5.1. So we got developing in that category. So this year it was my pet project to kind of get this to work. So what I did was I created a Google form. So why Google form? For those of you who know it, you know that forms, it saves time, it's a place to organize, and this is all Google Docs. Doc sheets. You can save time, you can share them, you can collaborate with them. But the beauty of what I want to show you today is that you create just one form and you use the form over and over and over again. And I'm telling you, it is a lifeline. I don't know if anybody's ever tried this before, but I just want to show you how to do that. But the trick is, I said it there, you create just one form, but you have to allow for multiple entries. So let's see. Oh, and I'll show you the different ways to use those forms. And then I put some examples there so that you guys can take a look at that at your leisure. I also share the link to the presentation. So let's see, which one's mine? This one. Okay, so this is, no, I can't see because this thing is in the way. How do I get this thing out of the way? Does it slide? Oh, it does, it does. Okay. Thank you. And doctor, need to move you out of the way just so I could see what I'm doing. Oh, wait, I can't access it this way. This is me sharing it in presentation mode. I have to actually access my own to show you the back end. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second, take a coffee break. I have to access it, so it means I have to actually go into my own drive because I have to show you how it works. So what we do.
Add another account. Just don't save your password. Use another account. Okay. Yeah, type in. Well, this is taking the time. We really appreciate it. It's so hard to recruit for that to make sure that anyone can come with me next to it. But I barely made it that as a friend. My son had a career and back and forth. He came here today. Go back to more technology.
Oh my God, I think I need you again.
All right.
So I logged myself in. So now there's so many tabs open. I logged myself in.
You can close any tab you want. Okay, yeah. So we need to close this to be able to open again, right? So, all right. So now you are in your own account, right? And then
wait.
here on your account, my account, you should be able to go to your Google Drive and then find everything, right? Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So we were learning, right now we're actually learning how you can use someone else's computer because it is so easy, right? When you're using our own computer, everything is open for you.
And it's a Mac too.
And now you're using Melba's computer where everything is open at the same time. It's about to crash. Waiting for things to happen.
Okay, so here's my drive. I think. Now, where did it go?
Click on it.
Did that. I did that.
Okay.
Where is it? Where's it going?
It's going. Let's see if we can do anything.
Well, there goes my 5 minutes.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Just needs to go back and forth. and they're really asking you test questions, how do you fix them? And we were talking about earlier, it is so easy to fix them if you have time and patience. But when you're in the middle of a presentation, and when everyone is watching you and all the little kids need your attention, it's not my fault. So I think the best way to see the technology is to learn that instead of you need to have your pockets to play. Okay, go ahead.
I'm still
It's
waiting.
Still downloading. Okay. Okay. ETS stands for anyone? Louder. Educational technology. Yes. So we have two different MSIP programs for those who are listening over the Facebook Live and other formats. So one is a regular master program, and the other one comes with a certificate. Only the students who already have being certified, right, in education, they can come and take this certified version. Then they can take the ETS test, education technology specialist test, and they're qualified for another certificate. That's what we're talking about. And the test apparently is getting harder because they're targeting different types of work. Now we are very much going for instructional technology, focusing on education. But now there are probably the questions, I haven't taken the test yet, but as I heard, the tests are asking how you fix it with information technology. IT person will be able to, and it's a little bit more to DOE, or help us make them do it. They want even our,
a lot of times I just they fix it, right? You don't know the name, but every tech that walks into my building, I'm like, okay, what do you got for me today? I have a thick notebook and I'm just taking notes. And I'm like, over time, you pick up the name, but because you don't do it every day, you forget.
all right, the page refresh itself. And now coming back to Dr. Ottendorfer's idea, you needed to have that spec for script, right?
Yes.
Sometimes what you need to do is to have a screen capture ready, just in case the computer speed design. So we're now learning another
Yes.
trick.
Okay, I apologize. So here we are. Let's see where this is. So this is an example of, oh God. This is an example of the Google form that I just wanted to show you. So what it is we're all using the Common Core standards. So this particular form is going to be tracking how students do with one specific standard. And I'm social studies, but we use this one a lot, determining the main idea. So that's the title for my form. I put the core standard, what the standard is, and that's the title. For you, it could be anything. Like if it's math, you want to test them on equations or on mitosis. You would title it whatever it is that you're going to be tracking. I think the best way to track is a skill. So if you're going to track the same skill over and over again, this is why I believe the form works well, because it's the same form. So I'll take, and it has 3 parts to it. So on the front end of it, does this move this way? Okay. So it has 3 sections to it. The first one is the date. So obviously I'm going to use this form every Monday in my class. So I'm going to take this form, I'm going to put in today's date. The second one is whatever the task is. So I'm still tracking the skill. So the skill is determining the main idea. But today in class, we're working on World War I. So I'm going to type in World War I into the task. And then when you scroll down, and this is where it takes the longest amount of time, but you do it one time and you never have to do it again. You put your students' names on the left, and then you put how you're going to assess them on the right. Now this is really fancy because it's a Common Core and we were using it for the quality review. It can be as easy as yes, no, not applicable. Or they completed it, they didn't complete it, not applicable, meaning absent, right? Or they got pulled out of class, whatever it was. But whatever you're going to assess them in class, and I have my little tablet and I walk around. I have it for an entry assignment, an exit assignment. Did they do it? Yes, no. And it's just a quick click on it. And how this side works here is It's a multiple choice grid. So I don't know if anybody's ever used multiple choice grids before. I never have until I did this, and I love it. So if you do multiple choice grids, it allows you to put in everything that you want here. And if you take a look up at the top, it has a 7 because that's my 7th period class. I only create the form one time, and then I copy and paste the form for every single class. The only thing that changes are your students' names. And then the responses. So for example, it shows you here that, where did it go? Okay, it's not moving. So it shows you how many different times I've used this form. It tells you what I did. So for example, if I wanted to know, okay, these are the different times, this is what I actually tested the kids on. And then at the bottom here, it tells you the kids and it tracks the kids. So if you see somebody like Bill, for example, he's kind of like up, down, he might be all over the place. I mean, it depends. It's however you want to see it. Like when I did it, these aren't my students, obviously, but when I did it, like I saw one kid just stayed the same over 2 months, and that's not good. So it's definitely eye-opening, and it shows you what you need to do. Does that make sense to you guys? The nice thing, and if you guys know about Sheets, that you know that you can actually track it, so that when you look at the responses, you can shoot out to Sheets and then it has everything written down for you. I know I'm over my time, so I don't want to mess around too much with it. But this is the way the form looks. And again, all you do is you create it one time and then you just hit it again, hit it again, hit it again. Does that make sense? Good, good. Okay. Questions? Questions?
Not so much a question, but this would be great for like IEP tracking for, you know, goals and objectives. It's great. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
One way that I saw Google Forms is used in a conference, keynote speaker gave us a link, the QR code. So whoever finishes it, questions that she said that comes to her, it was right. So what happened was, people in this case, Google Form is used as a questionnaire, and it asks the questions about the conference, like who is the founder of this conference, things like that. So you need to Google to find the answers and go back and put the answers in, and at the end, it automatically sends an email to the, again, to the speaker. The speaker will pull up to send the first the so it could be used as a little detective work. It could be used so many different. I really feel
I'm good.
variety of uses.
Yes, thank you. Oh, one more thing. Wait, one more thing. One more thing. So see, now I'm comfortable up here. Ooh, now I'm good. No, one more thing. What moved us from proficient to well-developed is we had students create their own forms and we had them self-assess. So they had one form every single time. After they took their test, go back to your one form. How did you do? Was it the result that you expected? Why did you get that? Same thing. How each report card period. What's your grade? Why is it? And it tracks, and it's a really good tracking tool. Yeah, I put it on that. On
all right.
the,
Every presenters, please contact me with your links and resources because that's what we're doing. So once you access to our website, you will have every presenter's pictures and links and resources next to it. I tried to start working on it last night. We have one keynote speaker towards the end, coming in half an hour. She also already on the picture already, on the system already. So still presenters. You're right. You need to move these screens to be able to go around, do anything. Okay, so everything is going to be New York Institute of Technology, nyit.speedtech.wordpress.com. And under the presenters tab, I'm organizing. So please, as a presenter or the last minute presenter, send me your bio as well as your links. For instance, yesterday we had Chris Kraft. I put his link. He had a presentation on kids and teachers doing the challenge, and they're creating the 3D hands for the people who
Oh,
need.
cool.
So it's also a recorded session, as well as his links and resources will be shared on this website. Karen is coming later. And as you can see, Khalid, we had also Rashid Aliyev from Azerbaijan yesterday, and Dr. Utzendorfer, Rosabella from yesterday, Graham, and Luz Minaya. So, and then with the agenda and everything in one page. So if you have one link, you will have access to the presenters and presentations and resources by midnight today, I promise. Oh, I just need to take a little breathing, right? In a minute. Just give me 5 minutes and I'll come back. Okay, so who is on our agenda? Let's check it out. I know Laura was preparing something. Are you ready, Laura? If not,
I'm going to share my portfolio that I did.
Okay, so let me stop sharing, and it's yours. You can start sharing.
Okay.
And introduce yourself.
Okay. Can you guys see that? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Laura Lynch, and I work for a District 75 school in the Bronx, at the Stephen D. McSweeney School. I primarily work with a lot of students who are on the autism spectrum, as well as students who have intellectual as well as physical and emotional disabilities. I am a recent graduate. I finished the coursework in December, and today I'm going to share with you my portfolio. Well, actually, I think what I'm going to do is just share a couple of pieces of it, because otherwise I'll be here forever. The first thing I want to show is my principal had asked for a website to keep communication between school and our families. So I created a very simple informational website using Google Sites. I update it every so often. Anytime somebody has said, something to share, I will throw it on there. One of the things that I really work with is transition. Our transition coordinator hopes to get many of our students into the workplace. We work with students who are ages 14 to 21. So when they leave us, we're hoping that they have some sort of employment. So we created a list of different items and links that help parents and families gain independence for their students. So that is one thing that I'm pretty proud of, the website that I have for my school. In addition, let me scroll down to some of the things. I created instructional videos for the teachers in my school. So one is on Class Dojo, which many of our teachers use for attendance, not only attendance, but behavioral.
Hello, this is Laura Lynch.
So I
want to take this opportunity to show.
I use Screencast to develop little tutorials, very quick, so that the teachers can see exactly how they create an account, log in, etc. And what else? That's about it. I kind of added a lot of things on my portfolio that many other people have. Like I use S'more flyers. I use Nearpod quite often. So this is just demonstrating most of the work that I have done over the course of the 2 years that I was in NYIT. And that's about it. Sorry, I wish I had prepared something a little bit better.
This is wonderful.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions?
All right, questions from the floor? Okay, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to share with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So everyone who's attending in person will get their certificate, and yours is ready, and it's going to be in the mail.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Especially as well as the people who attend and need a certificate for hours for the New York State. Let us know. I can also mail that to you. Just email it to me that you attended online session or presentation. So everyone in the audience, I hope you got your little tricklets. And we also today would like to play around with this Google Glass. If anyone never played it, we have here some Google Glass materials that's done. It's has the NYIT logo on it, so it's very cute. You kind of turn around, and then you put your cell phone right in this little cabbie area and close it. And there's a little button area. So when your cell phone is in here, you just need to download an app. And there's actually a QR code comes with it right here. Download an app and you could start browsing around. I took this one as a gift to Azerbaijani professors and presidents and so on. It became such a hot tool. They thought we invented it because it has the NYIT logo on it. They said, "You did this? This is so exciting." I said, no, it's just Google did it and we are doing this to show you. It was very exciting because I saw a little kid touching the mom's head like this and thinking that's a kangaroo, the real kangaroo. So there are a variety of these tools available. And I also saw Dr. Ottendorfer's presentation had some of those slides, talked about virtual reality. So this is VR tool that I hope you'll have a chance to play before you leave today. We also need a group shot. We may not have this opportunity again to take a picture. Maybe Laura, you'll be in the background, so we'll do the background and ground. Yep. All right. Let's see who is ready for the next presentation. You can get off the screen if you want, Laura. Is everyone interested in presenting? And I think Naomi is. All right. Laura, thank you. All right. All right, let's get Naomi set herself up. So why can't we use this time to get you all to the stage and get ready for the photo then? You do the Google whatever you want.
Can you do an incognito window on here, and then I can just,
what do you want?
Just make a new Chrome window that's incognito. That possible? To just do like file, because then I can just.
Is it going to be on Firefox or the other one?
Chrome.
Chrome. Okay. Open the window.
Yeah, around here.
What is it? We don't do Firefox?
No, it's fine.
Let's go get you. Whatever you like. We are here for you.
You do like a, if you go to file here, file, new incognito window, and then I can sign in and it won't mess with anybody else. Perfect. That makes sense.
All right. I want Laura to go in the background. So let's more please more share. Is that a presenter? Oh, maybe. All right. Okay.
Are we all in this photo?
I'll take the photo. And then I come back and then I'll get someone. All
I need now a volunteer. I'm a volunteer. Thank you. Sure. And try to see the what you can. And I just go to the background. Thank you. All right. Now, Naomi's
So
ready.
how am I sharing my screen is my question.
That's an easy question. I can answer. All right, we need to get out, Zoom, and then share screen, and then you go back, share screen.
I'm sharing that one.
And then you share it. Yeah. Okay. Now you can make it.
Okay.
All right, everybody's good?
We can see that.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Let me skip to the next already. So I'm Naomi Binney. I'm a librarian here in Manhattan. I'm shouting out to Kamara, who's one of my favorite students, master's in counseling, and she's almost done, school counseling. And we just found her on the street, and suddenly we were in the same place. It was great.
I do, yeah. And I just left your class. I need a point. Just show your certificates so that more points. Oh, I see.
Well, so I'll begin. All right, so today I'm presenting Eris. Eris is an open source gaming software used to create and play augmented reality experiences on iOS devices. So that will make sense as we go along. So we're creating experiences like interactive stories, scavenger hunts, tours, data collection activities. Usually these are used to create, play, and share interactive tours and stories. They're used in museums and classrooms. They're created initially for authoring location-based games like Pokemon Go. I think we all know Pokemon Go is at this point. It's originally created by the team at University of Wisconsin-Madison. So this is basically what it looks like. So this first screen here is kind of hard to see, but this is a QR code scanner. So you scan a QR code, it logs you in, and then the game begins. So I'm working on a game for the library. So this is just a quick shot at what it first looks like when you start the game. So you're being welcomed to the location, and you're basically interacting in person and through the screen while you're playing the game. So you continue, and then we'll go in more detail, but one of the reward systems in this game is different tiers of coins. So I learned how to use Photoshop to create GIFs, to make pixelated GIFs of coins. So that's their spinning reward system. So basically, there's 3 pieces of software to Eris. There's the client, which is the app that you download, lets you play games. The editor, so it looks kind of crazy. All this, it's how you create the content and organize the gaming experience. And then the server is the last piece. So the game lives on a database in the cloud. The client and editor read from it and write from it, so you can be anywhere and you're working on the game. So the pro is that you don't need to install the individual games to a device, but the con is that you need the internet connection to play the game. So if you're out in Central Park, either you're using data on the phone or nothing, you're not playing the game at all. So the game is based on, the game interaction is based on various things. So you can base the game on player location, which is the GPS, QR codes, Bluetooth beacons, navigation on the screen map, entering codes such as the price of a Coke from a vending machine, media collection like taking pictures, and then social interaction around media collection and commenting on someone's picture. So there's a variety of ways to be involved in the game and keep the game moving. So designing the game can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. Since I'm new to this, I'm sort of taking a simpler approach. My game is fully QR code based. This is a better look at the editor. So basically we have plaques followed by coins and objects, and I'll explain that in another slide. So the basic conceptual model for Eris authoring involves objects, triggers, and scenes. So objects are your media content. The triggers are how a player accesses the content, and then scenes are the full organizational unit for the triggers. And I know a lot of this, at least when I first learned it, was like, okay, I think I understand what you're talking about, but not entirely. So hopefully I'm giving you a good idea of what this is. So basically, you create one or more scenes and add triggers to these scenes to move action along within them. So every moment of the experience you're creating for a player will take place within one of your scenes. So this is a look at what your editor looks like and what you're looking at in your editor. So the objects are here on the far left, and then your triggers are what are happening inside of the scene. So a little more info. This is a lot. I don't know if I'm going to do this in the right time, but basically Eris runs by location if you want it to. So basically if I said, I want you to visit these pieces of Columbus Circle, I want you to visit the mall, the Whole Foods, you know, the Columbus Circle statue, then go to the Central Park, you could do that based on the GPS code. And you could say the game would keep moving because you are hitting the right locations. I'm doing this inside the library, so I'm just using QR codes. Then you also have locks. This is like the internal game logic. So things that a player has done or not yet done can trigger further interaction. So say I want a student to scan a QR code before they move to the next piece of the game. That's their lock. They can't move to the next piece of the game until they do that action. So we also have timers and then beacons. Beacons are these little Bluetooth beacons so that a game can run off of that. A game can interact with a beacon. So if you're walking from one side of a building to another, on one side of the building, the beacon will trigger your phone and then, or your iPad, and then the game will interact with that beacon. So just another look at what it looks like when you're working with Eris. When you're editing a plaque, you create what's gonna happen. You have an image, you have the text. The plaque number 3 name is just what it's called right now. Technically, this would be called first floor of the library. And then this is the lock. So the player has already viewed plaque 2, therefore they can access plaque 3. This is just the logic that I'm describing. So basically, it'll end up looking like this. A plaque in the screen. This is welcome to the first floor of the library. Actually, the text here may not mesh with the image, but just ignore that. So the first part is welcoming you to this part of the library, then asking you to use the QR code. You scan the correct QR code and you get your gold coin and it goes into your inventory. So at the end of the game, you should have a certain amount of gold coins, silver coins, and rainbow coins. And then so really quickly, just my discussion of using Eris in the library. So we're using it as a mobile scavenger hunt, and it's going to be a tour. Students will walk through library floors with iPads that we let them check out, and then that's how they complete the game. So there's different learning points on each floor. Again, it's QR code based, and students will locate QR codes while learning about the services available to them. So I might say, go find this book in the stacks. That book will have the QR code in it. I might say, go to the reserves desk and request a book. The QR code will be in that book. So they are then learning how to actually find books through various ways. So I'm creating training videos for within this game using Camtasia. And these videos instruct students on locating books by call number, finding peer-reviewed articles, and how to find trustworthy sources, which we all know right now, hot topic fake news, trying to help students determine what is trustworthy or not. This is a lot, sorry guys. So the outcome is just that I want students to recognize services and resources on the 3 floors of the library, as well as the online services that are available to them. And just as far as our objectives, I just want students to be able to, again, define what the library has, know how it works, know how to use website, how to use databases, all of that stuff. So I am using this, I'm in the MSIT professional trainer program, so I am using this in the gaming course as a final game that I'm creating. I maybe took on a lot, but because I can use these things for my actual job, I like to, whatever I do in the courses, I like to make sure I can use it. Obviously, I'm sure it's most of us are doing. So any questions? Thank you. So yeah, that's my Twitter, that's my email. Yes.
It looks amazing. I'm just wondering, how much time did that take to
Yeah.
create? Because I'm assuming, is it a blank slate and you have to
Yes.
literally create the
So what we did in the gaming course with Dr. Figueroa is she had us use this thing called Balsamic. Have you heard of this? So you can create, do I have time to show this really quickly? Sure. Okay, you can create, you create storyboards basically. So I built the entire storyboard on here, and it actually was incredibly helpful. I think I can log in and show the picture, I hope. That was, so it was a homework assignment, right? So it probably took me at least an hour. You know, if I get really into something, I don't know. Time disappears and I just keep going. This may not work. If it doesn't work, I'll make it available in our, it's really so exciting too. I will.
Naomi,
Yes.
if the students are using it on their phone within the library, are they able to use the NYIT wireless network rather than
So they
cellular
can
data?
use the wireless network. My plan though is that we have over 12 iPads that students can check out at the second floor library. So my plan is that I have a class. As librarians, we usually we take a class for like, an hour and a half, and we have an instruction lesson for them. So I would have them come into the library and hand out the iPads, and then they're playing the game that way. And hopefully I would have a Google form at the end, as long as this works within ARIS, and then I can get their feedback throughout. And my plan is to have my student workers test this for me and my colleagues.
A fun way to learn the library.
I'm sorry?
A fun way to learn about the library.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. As long as I can get, I think you need competition, you need people to be involved and interested. So there's going to be little candy prizes. And if anyone knows Jason Rosenblum, he's the instructional designer here. He's working on, and I'm working with them a little bit, creating a larger version of this game for the school and for orientation. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this.
Super.
Yes. If we were to go to the website, which hopefully I don't know about time, I know that it's definitely used in colleges. I don't see why it couldn't be used for a younger group. Sorry. I can pass that. We don't need it. We don't need to see the editor. We just need to see the regular website. So Field Day is what creates this. Field Day is created by UMadison or Wisconsin. So yeah, if we scroll down, there's examples here. This is a new revamped website, but see, this one is, yes, being used with students. This one's saying taking kids on an adventure to Africa with ARIS. So yeah, and I think that they're lately beefing it up a lot and putting it out a lot more. So it's exciting. It seems hard at first, but you do learn it pretty quickly. And if you make yourself a storyboard, or even if you're just using pencil and paper and just drawing it out and giving yourself the exact details of where everything goes, it's not as terrifying as it looks. At first I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But it's actually really awesome. So I'm sure I've gone past my time. But that is ARIS. Thanks, guys.
And Naomi and I clicked on the telephone.
Yes.
We have to do more of this together. I'm so inspired by the work, and we have so many projects in my mind already, but the problem is it's a limited time. So hopefully, everyone set yourself up. Hopefully, in the next few months, we'll have my mind and a story for us together and continue to inspire more learners. At some point, you might be heading out. Thank you for your presentation. And let me introduce you, Carol.
Carolyn Harvey.
Carolyn Harvey. She was my student from last semester. She had some personal issues to do a little incomplete. So today, actually, officially, she's completing the class by presenting. So I'm hoping.
Oh, I'm logging into you.
Day for her and her mother.
Yes, my mom was sick, and family takes hold. So I decided to open a new browser because there was a lot going on in Chrome. So I'm just gonna log. Can I log you out here?
Please.
And then
Thank you. So she figured it out.
Yeah, because that too many tabs there.
But in the meantime, my computer finished the balance. I may not be recording the rest of the thing. Only it's going to be on the Zoom.
So I'm just going to start off quick by using a quick Voki presentation to tell a little bit more about myself. I actually presented at a Zoom conference maybe 2 years ago, which was like a first for me. And I really didn't plan on presenting today. So I know for me personally, I've come far because when the professor said, oh no, you're presenting, I was like, okay, but just the courage to quickly think about what you have in your arsenal and then get up here. I know I've come a long way. command already in use. Devices. Okay. Here we go. So this is just a little more about me. Hello, my name is Carolyn Harvey, and I'm the technology teacher at PS 131 in Brooklyn. Before teaching technology, I was a fourth grade teacher for 10 years. This shift from classroom teacher to technology teacher has rejuvenated me as an educator. I am currently attending NYIT to pursue a master's degree in instructional technology. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. So when I presented a few years ago, I presented Padlet. So that's what kind of was already ready to go. However, there have been some significant changes in Padlet. And so I'm just gonna, take another look at that. I don't have a presentation ready, but I can show you some samples of work that I've been doing, especially as I wrap up my work for Professor. Let me just log in here. Okay. You know what? So I'll just start with make a new one to just go over a couple of the, updates they've made to a Padlet wall. It used to be called, I think, Well Wisher. And so they changed it recently to, Padlet. And let's see. No, I don't want any notifications. So right away, the layout is slightly different. Off to the right side, like this used to be a thinner column. And here, as soon as you kind of open up your Padlet, this kind of has a pre-made background already, but you can choose to modify it. The title, so let's just say, and it's really user-friendly, SpeedTech Conference. Okay, then you can give a description if you like. You can scroll down, there's some more options for layouts. My favorite is Stream. It just kind of lays everything, all of your posts that you post to the wall in a nice organized fashion. Freeform is very scattered, and Grid, I'm not a fan. So I recommend Stream personally if you're gonna use this. You could quickly change the wallpapers by a simple click. They do have Padlet for schools, so there is a paid version of this that allows you more options. And then you could add a little symbol up next to your title, up next to the title of your wall, and then make adjustments to how people can comment on the wall, which way your posts are gonna come up first or last, which is something I just either discovered or because I don't think they had that in the previous version. So that's really nice because the moving around of your post box, it gets really annoying. You can add a tag and then you can personalize the address. I'm just going to change that to SpeedTech Conference. Okay. So when I click next, it's going to take me to some more options of privacy. I can password protect it. One of the walls that I did for my lower grade students, I wanted to share the work with their families and all the while protecting them from outside visitors. So I password protected it. And when their parents clicked on the wall, there's a page that comes up asking for the password. So they enter that and then they're able to access their student work. Right now, this wall is secret. I'm going to make it public where anybody can find it as long as they have the URL. And then you can grant permissions if you want. Like I normally get feedback from students this way, so I leave it on, they can write on it, they add their posts. If they're working in group situations or a partnership, they add their posts simply by just clicking on the wall. Okay, I gotta get out of there. And then you can also kind of moderate if somebody adds a poster wall, they have to ask for permission. Okay. And then one of the nice features that I finally stumbled upon, I'm not sure what I was doing before, was to recreate the wall. So you could kind of just copy it with or without the post. Let me just go to the next one. Okay. So you can copy this wall with or without the post. So that's just some of the changes that they made. Now I'll show you some of my work. Okay, and this is just a nice, quick go-to web tool that I use to present information to teachers, to my students. Actually, some of my work that I'm using to complete for professors' classes up here. So this is, I think, SD standard 4. So this is, I think this is one of the layouts. But this is one that I've used, that I'm going to be using for my class that I'm taking with Professor. Super simple. You can upload videos, you can upload documents. Google Docs is, you know, very friendly to use here with this one. See, the visionary leadership, this was SC1 standard. This is the grid form. So just kind of a nice drop down, and as you scroll down, you kind of get a, you know, a look at the work. So that's some for my personal academics, but here are some samples that I've been using with the students. And you can really play with it. You can import your own background, which the kids really like. I did one on, I think we were doing digital citizenship. So I uploaded like a superhero background wallpaper, and they were like, oh, like the, you know, it excites them. They can write on it. They can add to it at their own station. I work in a computer, a Mac lab. And so here we go. Super digital citizens with my 5th graders. So the wallpaper comes in, and they were like, oh, what is it? They were really excited about the lesson. So I like this layout because you can see, you know, the post at a glance. But the free form, that one is just like really, so I'll just show you really quickly what that free form looks like. Okay, free form. So everything is just all over the place. Post boxes are overlaying on top. It's just a nightmare. So the grid, you can see everything at a glance. And then the last one, the stream, you know, it organizes it like that. So I think that that's pretty much it. Again, I use this with my students to present to teachers at school. You know, if I want to just spruce my presentation or lessons up, I, you know, go for Padlet, or my favorite is Prezi, but I'm not here to talk about that today. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, so I just made a TV last week.
Okay.
And I think the biggest issue was my guarantee of class had to walk you guys want to look at it. How did you usually share this with the students? I know there's a barcode scanner.
Right. So for my, I'm in an elementary school, so to type in any URL would just be, that would be the whole class. The 50 minutes would go up in thin air. So what I do is everything that I want my students to go to, I just share the link to my portal page. And this has been a saving grace. So everything that we want to go to, our school online paid subscriptions are here. Everything is right here. So some of the presentations, you know, any presentation I want, like we're now doing cyberbullying being upstanding, I've created a Prezi, I just saved the link here. So this is one quick way. And even for teacher PDs, so we have some PDs here. Let's see. Right. So any PD that I'm hosting with the teachers, I don't even go through all of that. I'll type in the link. The PD will never get off the ground. So everything I want anybody to go to the portal page, and then it'll take them right there. Any other questions? Prezzies or Paddles? You know what? I don't know. Maybe in the educator version, but in the single one, yeah. And you see how messy that gets. But that's a good question. Okay.
There are many ways in which you can share your resources now. And so much for today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And welcome, Dr. Wayne. We saw you. Welcome to the.
Hi, Melba.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hello.
Sorry I'm late because I just came back from another meeting.
That's okay. We understand.
Yeah, I got a chance to see a little bit about the presentation. It looks wonderful. Thanks for introducing us this great tool.
Thank you.
We recorded everything for you in multiple formats. So you will watch them as your leader. I think we're waiting for our students to prepare homework. Karen, are you around? Are you signed in yet? Okay, so it's coming 2:50. So you find that 5 more minutes in the meantime. Some of you absolutely understand, and the session will hopefully at 2 o'clock. As soon as it comes at 2:50. But in the meantime, is there anyone out there who wants to present that I don't recall your name? All right. For those of you who send your recordings, I will also make your recordings available. We have several students from Abu Dhabi who cannot be here tonight. They had prior engagements, but they send their recordings. So those recordings will be as part of the presentations later. So one of them is from Basma Ali, and she has a recording. He told me if nobody shows up, you can always put her presentation. It's on SurveyMonkey. So if you want to learn SurveyMonkey, she screencasted for you. But I see one of our presenters on the sitting grounds. Graham Sibirsky, did I say it right? Would you like to come and talk a few minutes before the keynote speaker comes in 2:50? You have 5 minutes. Do you wanna address and say hello and show your website? Mr. Sibirsky came yesterday. Actually had a chance to present, and he's reinventing or innovating a school. So come on, tell us all about it.
Thank you. Graham Sibirsky. Basically, I'm a recent graduate of NYIT Leadership and Technology program. And while I was doing that program, there were many assignments that asked us to come up with ways we would innovate education. And how would you do this in your school? Examine how they do special ed in your school or after school, all the different things. And as I was coming up with ideas, a professor was very encouraging, Professor Sachs. I don't know if any of you have her, or even if you're leadership, anyone here in a leadership program or an educational program, teachers, people, no? Everyone technology, tech people, okay. Well, the program is basically to incorporate educational technology. So it's how can we use technology to make teaching more efficient. So I see that I'm getting cut off here in my face. Sorry. So she said, you know, these are good ideas. Maybe you should, when you finish your degree, apply to open a school, create a school. So, you know, after a couple of years went by, I finished the degree, and then I took her up on that offer and that idea rather, and actually called her and said, would you be on the steering committee and the board of the school and help me, you know, put the team together? And she was like, yes, that's great. You know, I have some time. I'll work with you on this. I'll help you in any way I can. So when I present, I'm going to talk a little bit about the school and the ways that we're going to use technology to achieve our vision. Many of the things that I'm incorporating either came from the degree program or from the SpeedTech conferences. You know, things I learned here from you guys, a lot of them I use in my teaching over the last year. And now, you know, many of them are going to be incorporated to the school. So I don't know how much time I should fill right now, but I can keep talking if you want. You want me to say more? Until we're ready.
The stage is yours.
Gotcha.
And Graham,
Oh, thank you
we
very
have
much.
your certificate.
Look, I graduated.
It's an award for
This
presentation.
is nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's a pin for alumni. So if you haven't picked up yours, let me know.
Yeah, see this?
It's very cute, right?
It's a little apple. It's a teacher's apple.
Yeah.
Thank you. So,
You want to show the website?
sure, I'll put it up. How do I?
How do you
Should
do
I
it?
just do it here?
You don't know how to do it?
Oh,
Then
on
we're
your
gonna let
laptop.
you
I
go.
see. I see. Safari.
You
is what
can use
use?
Safari, you can anything.
So the website has just been launched less than a week ago, and we got it to the point where we're willing to show it to people. It has just the minimum enough, but of course we're working on some sections. But it does. Oh.
And even the name is so good, Stairs Academy.
STAIRS standing for, I'm going to have to repeat this again because I think more people may be here after 3. School of Technology and Arts Innovation, Reaching for Success. That's .com. That's not .org. Wait, STAIRS. This is someone else's site. It's okay. STAIRS. This is
This reminded me of my students in Abu Dhabi when they went to see the Taj Mahal with my colleague. They pointed to Taj Mahal and they said, see, they replicated what we had in Abu Dhabi. They had a very nice mosque that I had a chance to see.
going super fast. Let me slow it down. So, this page here kind of shows a lot of the different things we'll be doing. And flipped classroom, you guys probably are aware of these things more than the average because you're technology majors, right? Blended learning. We'll be teaching all the STEAM and STEM programs. STEAM standing for Science, Technology, Education, Arts, and Math. So there's a STEM to STEAM movement where they're incorporating arts in, like media arts, in teaching STEM. You can use media arts to get there. And so kids are doing creative activities while they're learning the science, technology, engineering, and math. So it kind of ties it together a little more strongly. I believe there's a course here at NYIT called STEM to STEAM. And it's basically explaining how they're incorporating the arts. But we're going to use a lot of online tools. I don't want to give my whole presentation, but I'll just skim the site with you guys. See our proposal. And when I do my presentation, I'm going to ask you guys for feedback. And I'm going to ask you to actually, anyone who has a device, I see some laptops and iPads, even on your phone, if you can go on the site. And at the bottom, there's an input form. You can put your email, and they'll send us an email with any comments, either about the website, about the presentation, or about the school. Anything you want to ask, any questions.
Thank you so
I
much.
created this on my own, by the way. I never, I'm not a web designer, but
more
I did
gifts
this.
to take.
Wonderful, thank you.
And I just was notified that Karen is in, so.
Great, so you ready to go? Okay.
Yes, please.
Well, I'll just end by saying the school is so supportive, and I really appreciate NYIT and everything they've been supporting us with. Thank you guys, I'll see you later.
And we appreciate you being an exemplary student for us. All right, welcome, Karen. Karen, are you there? All right, Karen Bloomberg. I had a chance to meet her in Global Education Leadership Summit. She gave a very inspiring keynote and panel keynote, and I would like her to give us some pointers on ed camps that she organizes around the world.
I got here in time.
Perfect timing, Karen. And
Is there a way to make video? I'm so sorry.
you can share your screen.
Share screen.
But we don't see you. We see a back.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry. Hold on.
All right.
Am I there? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm at another conference, and I don't even know where to sit. I'm going to go over here and sit. So yeah, hello. And I'm an organizer of EdCamp NYC. And I went to the inaugural EdCamp in Philadelphia in May of 2010. And I found out about it on Twitter. And I went, and it's an unconference for educators. Do you think people are familiar with the term unconference?
That's a very good term to explain because today we call it conference. We should call SpeedTech unconference next time. I like that name. Thank you.
So an unconference doesn't have, well, you have a set schedule for your conference, Melda. And usually an unconference, there's no set schedule. It's just like a blank chart on the wall. And you just have spaces available, like open spaces. Sometimes people call it that. And when attendees arrive, they decide what they want to talk about. So they show up and it's very much crowdsourced. So people come.
We kind of did that today. For a few students, they're like, oh, it's on my website or it's on my portfolio. So they just came and showed. So we kind of did half and half, conference and unconference.
And I just love the idea. And basically these teachers in Philadelphia, they went to something called bar camp. And bar camp sounds like it might be for grownups who can drink a little, but it's not. It's for coders. And these teachers went to a bar camp, and it was the unconference model. And they thought, oh, we should do this for teachers, and we should call it Ed Camp. And so they launched that first one in Philadelphia in May of 2010. And I went to it, and I was like, I can do this in New York in a second. Like, I got the community, I got Twitter, I got a space, I got Wi-Fi. And so we launched a few months later with EdCamp NYC. And by the end of 2010, there'd already been a bunch of EdCamps around the country. And then they started going global. So suddenly there was EdCamp New York, EdCamp Kansas City, EdCamp San Francisco, EdCamp. People came to New York City EdCamp, a guy from Montreal. So he launched EdCamp Montreal. And someone came in from Paris. And then I told him, he's like, oh, I want to do this in Paris. And I was like, okay, go do EdCamp Paris. And I helped I gently assisted or peer pressured people to do EdCamp Virgin Islands and EdCamp Seoul. I had friends living in Seoul, and I was like, go launch an EdCamp there. And there'd never been one. And I helped introduce EdCamp. I did the first EdCamp in India. It was EdCamp Mumbai. And at April 1st, I helped lead the first EdCamp in Thailand, EdCamp Bangkok. And there were people at EdCamp Bangkok that said, oh, we're like 45 minutes outside of Bangkok, and we want to do one there. And I was like, awesome, this is how you do it. It's easy if you use Twitter. So get the Twitter handle, get a Gmail first to use that, to get that Twitter handle. First set up a Gmail, then a Twitter. If you want a WordPress site or a Weebly, it's nice to have a web presence. You can even just have a Facebook page, and then get a space to just willingly host this day, and then advertise it and have teachers show up. And then it's a little more challenging if you deal with sponsors, but there are people that have major sponsor monies. The EdCamp Foundation ended up forming, and they get money, and then in turn can disperse it to EdCamps. So they have a thing called EdCamp in a Box, which you can apply to get. They'll give you $200 to use towards your EdCamp, which will pay for coffee or bagels or donuts. Or whatever. And so you get $200, you get a bunch of stickers, you get Post-its to put on the wall, you get pens. They really try and make it so that anyone, anywhere can have an EdCamp. But the beautiful thing about EdCamps is it's all about bringing teachers together to share ideas and share best practices and network. And to me, that's wonderful. It just gives teachers agency. And also it gives them the power of saying, this is what I want to learn. Don't dictate professional development to me. I'm telling you that I want to talk about, like how to integrate a maker culture in my school. I want to talk about having difficult conversations with parents. I want to talk about raising money to go on field trips. Like whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to learn, put it up on the session board and people will come. And if they don't come, don't take it personally. just go to someone else's session. So I love it. I love that it's participant driven, excuse me. It's community centric, and it gets teachers to just feel like they have some control and power over their own learning. So it's like my favorite thing.
And you're my favorite presenter.
Okay. How was that for timing?
That was awesome timing, and you inspired me. Actually, I attended a couple of ed camps myself, and I was kind of surprised, just like what you said. You know, you get in and you sign yourself on the board. Like if you want to present, you pick your own slot to present. It was just everything was done within the day, and people, of course, there are some preparations went in before. But when you get in, you feel like you're part of the team, you're part of the collaboration, you're part of the meaning making and conference making. So that was an awesome, awesome experience I had. So now that I know there's a $200 in the box.
EdCamp in a box. If you go to edcamp.org, it gives you all the information you need.
That's it. You are giving us a lot of great ideas.
Okay. Oh, and also feel free to reach out. I am happy to help anybody organize one. It's my favorite thing to do, I promise.
All right. She said it and we recorded. Okay.
Okay. Bye, Melda. Thank you.
Have a great conference.
Okay.
Thank you for finding time to say hello to us.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invite. Bye.
Bye, Karen. All right. We have one final note, and then I will end it. Outside, I set up Hyperduino for you to look at. It's a very cute system. And I had a chance to put the recording yesterday, but today, for those of you who would like to head out, I want you to see this little cute maker space experience. I also would like to introduce you our colleague, Luz Minaya, who also presented yesterday, and she ran from other campus to come here to address to you and say hello. Oh, you didn't run? I thought you put your jogging shoes to come. Okay, she came to say hello because one of the things that I guess we can do is to unite each other through various tools and resources. And the tool that she might be quickly telling us is called LinkedIn.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone online. Thank you for those that I saw yesterday. Welcome back. The ones that are new, welcome. I barely made it here, 2 hours driving from Old Westbury, but I'm happy I'm here. So the tool that I'm going to present is, as many of us have seen in social media, has taken our profession to a next level. Not just in the classroom, but also one of the many aspects that I have learned is the power that it has. There is a power to it. It's just how we learn how to leverage it to our benefit and to expose ourselves to a different medium other than what we are already surrounding ourselves with. So if you bear with me a second here, I'm going to log in to the presentation. Melda, I may need to log you out. Okay. Oops, uh-oh. Yeah, wrong thing. Sorry.
Yeah. Firefox is better. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Safari.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
I actually signed you and put the link in for you.
Yeah, no, but I have the presentation.
Okay.
Gmail. Well, Google.
Everybody got their pins and the ones, right? I want to make sure. Thank you so much.
Oh. I wasn't even reading. There we go. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Patience. Just like in the classroom. Okay, that's my account. Perfect. got it.
Almost. Wait, let's get in there. I actually wrote a protocol, technology fine, course line. So one of the things I found in the world, the cyber world,
Okay, so are the ones on Zoom able to see my presentation?
I think I shared it already.
Okay. I just want to confirm.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. Beautiful. And I'll be short and sweet. Okay, so I'm calling this title of quick, fast, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, trying to change your mind and how to use LinkedIn. Unlocking the power of LinkedIn. How do we leverage our professional social network as educators? And this comes from my experience in my classroom. When I first started teaching, it was always about the kids, what I need to do in the kids, how do I get to be that excellent master teacher within my school community. Once you start going to these presentations and meeting people, not just from across the city, but also across the nation and even the world, how do you stay in touch? What's your communication tool for you to be in touch and you don't have to always email or call each other? So since I left the classroom 2 years ago, LinkedIn has been my tool of choice to stay communicated with all my colleagues across the entire world, from my connections with the DOE, from my school, and from other relationships I have been able to build throughout my journey as a teacher. So why LinkedIn? It offers you far more than a place to put your resume, because you can actually share a lot more than that. Give a snapshot of who you are as a, not just educator, but also a learner. You can connect with colleagues and peers on professional interests and activities. You document your learning, develop your expertise. You can build your brand, show and share your work, and be part of a community to build your network. Essentially, as educators, we always have to learn. We're never stopping, right? We never stop learning. So how do you showcase what you're learning, what you're doing, whether you're doing it with your kids at school, K-12, or now in higher ed, or even in your personal research? What's going on with that? And how do you get feedback from that? Other than signing up to these expensive, very expensive peer reviews websites that I personally don't have the money to, but this is a way that I can get feedback from my work. 3 key steps for me that have paid off. There may be 1,000 more out there, but this is what has worked for me. 3 key steps in creating opportunities with LinkedIn. Number 1, commit to use it once a week. Just start once a week, maybe for 30 minutes or less than that. You can do this on your phone as well. Use it for once a week to connect with several current firmer colleagues. LinkedIn, just like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they use algorithm to gather your data and show you what you want or what they think you might be interested. They do the same thing with the people they think you might be interested in learning about because of your skill sets. Number 2, make the effort to join groups on LinkedIn. This will raise your visibility and personal profile. And this really works. I am part of the Women in Tech group, and the knowledge that I get and the information that I'm able to access, even though they're all from all over the world, it helps me a lot to decide what should I do in terms of my personal work in social media in the classroom. Number 3, once you have joined these groups, start a discussion in each of them. As you are an expert in your field, people will notice your thought leadership and will want to engage with you. And this is how I've been able to really build relationships with other people across the entire world, not just here in the city or in the country, but also the world. And I'll share one of the individuals that I have been able to interact with. The goals of these 3 steps is to create new connections, strengthen existing relationships, and position you as a thought leader and an expert that will provide you with opportunities. Needless to say, I was in the classroom 2 years ago. I came now here to NYIT, and I've been able to bridge that connection of K-12 and higher ed. And really has helped me form a better opinion of how to really help our K-12 environment, especially what I know what happens in the classroom and at the school level. And LinkedIn has helped me kept in touch with many people that have left, have become administrators, which is important for us in terms of building relationships and partnerships. Ways that educators can use LinkedIn just to get ahead, just quickly, 7 steps, not a lot, could help you find jobs, consult with experts, connect with old colleagues near and far. Don't limit yourself just to where you're at, just think big. Get recommendation, very important. The more recommendations you get, the more people realize what your capabilities are, not just by you saying it, but other people validating what you do. Form discussion groups, keep an accurate contact list, and that is very important. Very important because you update your information as you move along and you stay connected with the people wherever they are. And you never know when you may need just, oh, how do I get information on this from someone? And essentially you're promoting yourself. Whether you have a blog is free and it's easy and it's nice to use because it's inexpensive and you just write your thoughts and people comment. All the projects that may have been working on, and your research. I think as educators, teachers, more often than not, we're not told that we do research, and we do it every day in our classrooms. We just have to learn how to use that information to inform our instruction, but also inform ourselves as we become better teachers in the future. Finally, well, not finally, there's one more slide. I'm going to share with you one of the best examples that I have been able to find on LinkedIn. Hopefully this will work. Well, I'm using the raw computer, how's that? So this is Melissa. Melissa is an instructional technologist just like myself. She has a lot more experience than I do, however. But if you look at her LinkedIn, and this is the, just her public domain. If you are connected with her, you'll get to see a lot more information. Simple, she publishes, so you could see her articles. And this is what I like about her page, her summary of who she is as a learner and as an instructional designer. Straight and to the point, right? Not a lot of words. There's a lot of keywords there that will help you decide what she does, what she's an expert on. Her experience, self-explanatory, and certifications. This is very important. And this is one of the perks, I believe, of LinkedIn, because you can actually take a course with LinkedIn if you have the paid subscription, get certified on a specific skill, and that will be posted on your page. And individuals that look at your profile will be able to know what are your skill sets and how are you also maintaining those skill sets current, because everything changes every three months. So that's her example. I'm going to share mine. And I am in the process of updating my own page, but I just want you to see it now. Eventually you'll see it when it's final. If you connect with me, you'll be able to see it. And again, it's not showing the whole thing. Okay. Why can I, because I have to sign in? Why? Kidding me. Okay, this is my main page. And I just want you to notice on my summary, what is the main difference that you find between Melissa's and mine? I'm sorry, I think I heard it. Wordy. That will turn anyone off, including myself. And I just did it for purpose to give you an example of how you need to just focus on your specific skill keywords and find a way to summarize that in one small little paragraph, because that really deter anyone from reading any further. Let me see, of course, I have the education, feature skills and endorsement, accomplishments, interest. It will get better. Just to give you an example, it will get better. Okay. And my last thought is this quote. It's not mine, but I do like to share things that do interest me and more importantly, move me to really challenge myself to think about myself in a different way. And I know that for many of us, it's not easy to put ourselves online, but this is a professional environment. And as long as you put your best face forward, that's what people will perceive of you. The K-12 education industry is changing, and more recruiters and principals are going to take to LinkedIn as a primary tool for recruiting, just like other industries. I'm just one of the many paving the way. Get ahead of the curve and reap the results. This is by Tracy Brisson, and she's the founder and president of the Opportunity Project. I met her through LinkedIn as well. Good articles for educators like ourselves to really put ourselves out there, showing what is it that we're doing in our classrooms and beyond. And with that, I conclude. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
And thank you for those who are attending, and we understand if you already said goodbye to us. All right. No, you didn't. I see Monsi Fleischer. Would you like to say hello? And
hi, how are you? Luz,
hi.
I just wanted Luz to know that she was wonderful.
Thank you, Luz. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending, presenting, and now we have new idea at camp, right? We should do that in the fall, so I can't wait to continue these presentations and collaborations together. I'm gonna pick up my laptop and go outside to show Hyperdunio for those who are interested. So follow me to the hallway, please. And we're doing unconferencing right now. And for those who have to go home and so go do anything you want, you're over time, so I apologize. But can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to look at Hyperdunio, which comes in a box with everything you need to create an interactive project. Let me show you what it comes with. Come over here. You can be circling around. You don't have to be over here. So it comes with all these mini gadgets, USB cords, tiny little, I don't know what they call them, lights, sources, and connectors, and all in a box. And it's less than $100. It even comes with teacher resources, step-by-step directions of everything. This is a gift actually given by Roger Wagner for our institution. So NYIT students are welcome to borrow it anytime. It's in my office, but I'll
have one of our seats, like on Oprah.
Okay, like an Oprah show, yes. It was under your seat, but you just got off the seat, so I'm sorry. You missed it. And it comes with just one tiny little QR code, right? And once you get in, everything you need is step-by-step explained in Hyperdunio. The one I want to show you today is an example. It was also in the box. This is national parks around United States. So you see dots on the map, and you see dots on the points on this box. The box has things inside, right? It's already attached. You can either use a battery, but in this case, I'm just going to take this USB cord, connect these two devices to each other, because it's already made for you to look at. So everything is connected to the right appropriate connection, unless I lost the connection on the way. You will fix it. It's easy. You go through this. For those of you who are here, you can see how I'm connecting the USB driver to the main board. So it gives you electricity. And now the dots are started to point. So the minute, these are like pointing dots now. So the minute you hit one dot here, connected, and it gives a light on the other end. So can you imagine, if you don't, this is right here. Can you imagine how you can use this device to create interactive, in addition to augmented reality, virtual reality, you can include into your poster presentations, but any maps that the students will create or national history projects that they create, they may be able to make it. But the good news is, the most good news is that it comes with the free software, Hyperdunia software, where you can connect your laptop. So now from your laptop, you can also dictate what's going to happen on this map or any poster. So let's say you created a presentation on, here's an example. Let's say you created a presentation on volcanoes, right? So the minute you hit something on the computer, it not only plays a video, but also showcase what it's going to happen with the light combination that you present. It's a tool that I'm exploring myself. So this summer, whoever wants to come and explore with me or borrow the box and explore further, you're more than welcome. It's, again, donated to our institution by Roger Wagner, and he can't be here today because he's doing another keynote in another place, but he told me that I can showcase, and if you need a box to play in your schools, he's also willing to send you a box. If you, there is the only catch is you do some project, you record the project and send it to him so he can share it on his website. So if you have students, make sure only their hands show in the video so you can share with them. So that means I offer my presentation, so I need to make one this summer. So I'm looking for a volunteer to work with me. Again, thank you so much for your time. I cannot thank you enough, Dr. Utzendorfer, for staying both of the days and sharing your expertise. Laura, for coming in.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And Khalid, still staying up there for us. I really appreciate it. And Monsi, very nice to meet you. I can't wait. We can collaborate on EdCamp so you can present. And Dr. Wang, I cannot thank you enough for all your support and your augmented reality. By the way, Dr. Wang specifically created this space for you in STEM Lab. If you want to play soccer in 3D, which I did yesterday, you probably, somebody was filming without my knowledge. You could be a goalie, you can play virtual reality experiences. And thank you, Dr. Wang, for putting that space for us with all the tools and goodies in STEM Lab in Old Westbury campus. You're all invited. So I'm around this summer, just say hello. And thank you, good night to the whole world.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Laura. And I'll send, please send me your address. So I'll send you the goodies.
Okay.
And Monsi, if you need an attendance certificate or anything, just contact me, send me your address. We'll send you your certificate of attendance, appreciation, whatever you need.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank
Very nice.
you.
Bye. Goodbye.